I'm headed to the country in search of barn quilts. Yep, that's me. Headed down the road on my first barn quilt adventure. At that time, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Still don't. But what started as a class project has turned into this. An obsession disguised as a YouTube channel. Who knew? Today we're headed back to the area that not only launched my old career as a state trooper nearly 30 years ago. Man, it's been that long. But we're also headed to the place where all of this barn quilt business began. We're headed to the Thumb of Michigan to visit the Thumb Quilt Trail, an enormous collection of 100 barn quilts that span over 3 counties and countless landscapes. From small towns to sprawling farms, and mostly surrounded by water. Kick back and settle in as we head to a truly one-of-a-kind part of Michigan. Let's go visit the Thumb Quilt Trail. Universally known as the Thumb of Michigan, due to its thumb-like appearance on a map, this area is about as interesting and unique as all the barn quilts that you'll find along the trail. Where else can you look out at the expansive farmlands with corn, hay, or sugar beets as far as the eye can see, only to find yourself a short time later on one of Michigan's endless coastlines where water surrounds you, all in the same general locale. And it's massive, both the trail and the region. The trail boasts 129 barn quilts, with all but one of these quilts in either Sanilac, Tuscola, or Huron County. All neatly tucked into about 3,000 square miles of countryside. Hope you've got some good walking shoes, because you're going to need them. Travel far enough in 3 of 4 directions, and you'll hit water. That's because the Thumb is largely surrounded by either Saginaw Bay or Lake Huron. Along the way, you'll find yourself in one of the farming communities like Kingston, Deckerville, or Pigeon. No, not that Pigeon. This one. Or, you might find yourself in one of the coastal towns like Sebewaing, Harbor Beach, or an absolute tip of the thumb, Thumbnail? Port Austin. Either way, there's plenty to see and do on the trail, and off. But before we go on, let's go back a bit and take a glimpse at how this all came to be. The Thumb Quilt Trail was started by a group of dedicated folks in 2013. Not only were they interested in putting their artistic chops on display, but the goal was also to promote tourism and celebrate the heritage of the area. Nearly a year later, the first batch of quilts was erected, and just like that, the trail was born. 10 years later, the trail has exploded into the largest trail here in Michigan, with quilts that range from 2x2 all the way up to this behemoth. You'll find all manners of history, art, and expression in each quilt you see. That's a 16 by 16 foot barn quilt, in case you're wondering. I want to take a second to just point something out here. You see, this is where I came when I first got started in all this barn quilt stuff. The folks who run the Thumb Quilt Trail were kind enough to give me a 5-day crash course in Barn Quilts 101 back then, and I'm forever thankful. They helped me turn something that was a curiosity for me into something that's a full-blown obsession, as I mentioned earlier. So thank you. To add to that, I got my start in law enforcement almost 3 decades ago in nearby Saginaw County. To say I'm a little bit partial to this part of the world is a gigantic understatement. I love it here. I love the towns, the people, and the vibe. Coming back and spending time here after 20 plus years away, I'm reminded how much I really miss this area. Okay, enough said. Back to the trail. Let's head up to Huron County, specifically Bad Axe. I want to show you guys something. But first, a little history. In 1861, while Rudolph Pabst and George Peck surveyed the first state road through the wilderness of Huron County, they stumbled upon a heavily used and damaged axe. Pabst, at Peck's suggestion, named their camp Bad Axe Camp in the survey minutes and placed a sign along the main trail with the same name. By the time Pabst returned from the Civil War, the name had stuck and was officially on the map. Despite its remote location and minimal activity, Bad Axe gained significance when it was chosen as the new county seat in 1872. By 1875, the village had established a brick courthouse, its first hotel, the Irvin House, and was beginning to thrive. A devastating fire in 1881 destroyed nearly everything except the courthouse, which provided refuge for many residents. The arrival of the railroad in 1882 and the fire opened up opportunities for agricultural growth and accelerated the community's development. Bad Axe was formally incorporated as a village in 1885, attaining city status in 1905, and becoming Huron County's first city. In 2005, Bad Axe celebrated its centennial as a city. Today, it remains the county seat and serves as a commercial hub for Huron County and the surrounding region. Venture out through town, and you're immediately struck by the beauty of all the wooden and brick homes just outside of downtown, many of which I would imagine are 100 years old, if not older. Step downtown, and you're immediately transported back in time, as Huey Lewis used to say. Oh, that reminds me. I should mention that from time to time on this channel, you'll hear me explain things through the lens of all the great movies and TV shows that I watched growing up as a kid in the 80s. This place is no different. Cruising through the neighborhoods and strolling around downtown did make me wonder if Marty and Doc Brown were somewhere close by in that DeLorean. Unfortunately though, the courthouse looks nothing like the one in Hill Valley. But around the corner from the courthouse, I did happen to find something that is truly remarkable. This is the Historic Log Village Museum. It's Michigan's largest collection of authentically restored pioneer log buildings. These 6 individual museums, to include a pioneer home, general store, one-room school, chapel, barn, and blacksmith shop, were originally constructed between 1875 and 1900 in Huron County, and relocated to the village. Each building is filled with period artifacts and antiques, offering visitors a captivating journey into the region's past. Additionally, the village celebrates Log Cabin Day on the last Sunday in June each year. And the cherry on top? This awesome log cabin barn quilt artfully attached to the general store. Well done, Bad Axe. Well done. So there you go. Whether you're tired of being cooped up and you want to go for a drive, or perhaps you've needed an excuse to get over to the Thumb because you've never been. Or maybe you've got time on your hands, a lot of time, and want to see 130 barn quilts. Pack a lunch. The Thumb Quilt Trail is the biggest collection of quilts in the state, and there's endless things to see and do and explore along the way. We didn't even cover all the lighthouses. Maybe next time. And remember, hit that bell, leave a like, and subscribe as it helps the channel and the barn quilt community grow. And we're getting close to venturing out on the trails outside of my home state. I'm looking right at you, Ohio. If there's a trail out there that you are fond of, or you'd like me to visit, leave a comment below. Until next time, enjoy.